It's the Cable MTG Show.
One Moxie Woxie, yeah. Will we see this Mox on the YouTubes? Kind of depends on if I finish this draft tonight. I think I'm going to. It's only 8:20. I wanted to second pick this fourth. Yeah, when I split up the draft between days, it's less likely to make it to the YouTube because that makes more work for Gloomshot. I kind of want to take the Vamp Tutor just to tutor up fourth, huh? Just always have it. I'm going to take the Council's Judgment. I'm just going to stay in Boros mana. It's so much easier to just have a 2-color deck than a 3-color. Judgment's a fine card. No stip, correct. Oh, I missed your question, Rudcap. Tomorrow. Next time. Could take the Talisman here. I kind of like Bill. Bill's been really impressive. What if I'm Naya? What if I'm Naya with some shitty-ass off-color Mox? Sometimes you play Bill, you spread a couple counters around, and then you just activate it, and they die. And I say sometimes, it sounds like it's going to be, like, rare. It happens a lot. Bill just kills people. Bill fucks. Wait, if Bill kills people and Bill fucks, what's the order here? You know what? Never mind. Is that a Pyrogoyf? I think I like Pyrogoyf over Path. My new best friend. Me and Pyrogoyf here. Ready to take on the world. So the Cascade doesn't work very well with fourth, but it's pretty solid otherwise. Someone told me this card wasn't that good, and then I played it, and it was awesome, and my opponent played it, and it was awesome, so I don't know. I don't know about trusting someone. Ooh. 2 duels in an Ancient Tomb? What do you do, huh? What do you fucking do? Do you just trust? Do you just trust and take the Ancient Tomb? One of the reasons I like Naya colors is those duels tend to go pretty late. We can also, like, make white the splash and cut the Council's Judgment. So it's like, the mana is not as bad as it looks right now. I'm gonna take the Ancient Tomb. This is why my decks don't have good mana sometimes. I'll be honest. Sometimes it is my fault. Tarmogoyf is good post Pyrogoyf, but it's not, it doesn't line up that way on the curve, right? I can see taking Yavimaya, making the Ancient Tomb a little bit less painful. I can see you taking Bitter Reunion and just, like, juicing up the Pyrogoyf by a lot. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I don't like leaning on Manamorphose for fixing. Not big on it. A lot of times you have to fire it off to hit land drops and stuff. Ooh, a little bit of fixing, a little bit of real fixing. Is this my third red-green deck tonight? I feel like I've drafted a solid amount today. Travel Flames is interesting. Pride Mage is interesting. Ah, the Old Boy soundtrack. I love this song. So sad. So somber. I once got in trouble with someone because I recommended this movie to them as a romance film, and they were not pleased. They were decidedly unpleased with that recommendation. There's some fixing, huh? How many comes to play tap lands can I afford, though? I mean, I guess Ravine's also a threat. Oh no, I would never do that to somebody, Tombstone. I'd never recommend the Spike Lee one. Hey, we got the white fixing back. I gotta look up a definition of a romance movie. Romance film involved romantic love stories recorded in visual media for broadcast in theaters or on television that focus on passion, emotion, and the affectionate romantic involvement of the main characters. That's Old Boy, friends. That's Old Boy. Yeah, Bombardiers is really good. I really want this Noble Hierarch, but I think I'm going to slam Bombardiers here. I think it's a little bit better. I like what Hierarch does for the curve, though. Also helps splash the 4th. A little Copperline Gorge action, maybe. Well, definitely not a rom-com. I didn't sell it as a rom-com. We got to pass this Taiga. We're going to take Ragavan over Gut. Mostly because Ragavan fits our curve a little bit better. Gut might win more games. Little BOP action. Tireless Tracker. Tireless Tracker is not as busted as it used to be, friend. That card is okay. I really like Monolith with 4th. I'm going to take this Savannah here. I like this comes into play untapped fixing, Ooh. Yeah, I'm a fan of Umezawa's, but we're going to take Champion over it. Champion cuts our color better, and it's much more explosive, which we like here. Even got some 1/1 counter synergy for Bill, I kind of hate this pack. Razor Verge is there, Burst Lightning is there. I don't hate a burn spell. Right now we just have this Fireball and Pyroglyph, I suppose. But like this would add an instant to the deck as well and make the Pyroglyph a little bit better. I think I'm just taking the Razor Verge. Just having really clean mana is nice. Why is the mana symbol so much smaller on 4th? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, we already have 2 comes to play tapped land, so I don't think I can play Parlor, but I mean, Eagles is rough too. Also very similar to getting a comes to play tapped land. Sometimes you cast it though, sometimes it's alright. Pick Your Poison is main deckable in this format. I assume different, Mark Chalice. I think that track was made for the Old Boy soundtrack, so it's not going to be the same track as by a different... Right? Eagles does feel underwhelming in comparison to the rest of the cycle. I think you're right. If Eagles was a 4/4 flyer, that would help. The Taiga came back. I almost like Arwen here. I think Arwen's like actively good in this deck. I'm still going to take the Taiga, but we are a smidge short on playables now. We might have to end up playing some of this stuff. Yeah, Arwen would have been good for the Bristly Bill synergies. Some fetches would be good, but we already have 10 cards devoted to mana here. Portable Hole's fine. We can draft a hole. Let's throw a Vengevine in. Hell yeah, Subaldinoka. Congrats on getting over COVID. Yeah, that's always a good feeling, when you wash the sickness off you. Well, I'm going to draft this Mana Crypt. Solid amount of fast mana now, Some solid wheel potential here with Questing Beast and Chain Lightning in the pack. I mean, the Eagles also have the small mana cost there. In comparison to, like, look at the Bloodbraid Challenger and then the Eagles here. Or the Portable Hole. Like, you see the plane symbol is almost on the edge. It's just this set, Hey, Rainbow 811, thanks for the sub, thanks for 47 months. This deck's gonna F some opponents up? Hell yeah. Cheers, Remo. Oh, good luck getting better to it. Pop and Rag have tiny symbols? No, they don't. Again, the symbols are hitting the edges, right? The borders. Ooh, Mox Pearl. We might just not have enough playables here, but it's an on-color Mox. Can't say no to that. This might turn into a no basic step, Yes, up, Nicole. And there's Plateau. We don't currently have a Plateau for the Eagles. Currently, Eagles can get Savannah. And that's it. I'm gonna take the swords anyway. We need playables here. Ideally, Plateau wheels, Solitude. Solitude, Abrade, Huatley. Yeah, let's jam it. Good one to sack to Bombardiers, Freeman some Prince. Love to hear it. Yeah, I've been hanging a little bit of art lately. Hang a couple, wait a few days, hang another couple. I need to do a big print buy. Strip mine's mighty tempting. The issue again is that we just don't have that many playables, right? And there's 12 mana sources here out of 30. Which means I need another like 5 cards. I'm just gonna take Sentinel here. Hex Drinky, that's a solid one. How many socks should you pack for 5 days? 5 days, 5 socks, run it. No, that's not right. I usually like packing a little extra when I'm traveling, because you walk and your feet get sweaty and you get back to the hotel room. It's nice to have an extra pair. Feel really refreshed even when you don't have time for a shower and stuff. I'd bring 6 pairs of socks. 6 or 7 for 5 days. I think that's the only type of clothing I tend to bring extra of. Sometimes I bring an extra shirt. Pretty rare though. I bought clothing while traveling before. It's kind of decent. I'm gonna grab the flage. Some hot flage action. Some hot flagellation. Questing Beast came back. Alright, I'm not worried about enough playables now. And that's a real good pickup. The Plateau Wield, love it. Look at these gorgeous original duels. Fetches would be much better than our land cyclers, but I am pleased to have good mana here. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna throw Mentor in the sideboard. Cobra's fine, but Mentor's a reasonable sideboard card. And all these cards are reasonable to play. Excuse me. Warning, everyone's getting fucking dropped. You're not in love with Vengine? It's a good thing I am. I kind of like the Pyromancer. Filling up the graveyard for Flage. Cool. 3 basics. You did it, Moto. The perfect mana base. Wide 4th move over there. The thing I like about Vengevine in this deck is we got a couple ways of binning it, but you can also just cast it and beat down or cascade into it or whatever. Like we'd almost be short on hasty beaters if we didn't have the Vengevine. We have a lot of nice acceleration. We kind of just want to dump stuff into play and beat down. Sure. Yeah, the curve here is not very aggressive, but our mana is good, and we have swords. If this turns out to be like an aggro mirror, right? Like Swords in the Flage is pretty good. I've said this before, I'll say it 1,000 times. It's really hard for me to mulligan too aggressively if I don't know what the matchup is. I tend to keep a wide variety of hands out of the opener. For game 1s. For game 2, you want to mulligan pretty aggressively once you know what you need. Jeebers. Field of the Dead deck missing its land drops, huh? Could Flage on 3. I think I'm just gonna this though. And now we're just gonna go Vengevine into Bloodbraid. Forever, ever, ever. Crocus making Flage look a little silly. We'd love to see a counterspell in this Vengevine. Just like actual mana leak. Because then the Challenger might just get it back by its lonesome, right? The fuck was that? Crocus in a Flage deck would be cool. You're not wrong. Getting balanced, Tom. And they're discarding a card. I guess that's okay. Kinda wish I'd kept that Commercial District now, A 1-drop off the top, and then Flage plus 1-drop lets me get the Mind back. That'd be sick. This is so much better than FTK would be here. Oh my god. Can you even can you imagine drawing a fucking Flame Tongue Kavu here? Okay. Well, they had to force a will in. That's not nothing. Planner Genesis. Opponent drew a Strip Mine. Taking me off red, huh? I can't believe I bid that Commercial District now that we're here. There's another red source, I suppose. You don't understand Tombstone? Excellent Western. Fantastic film. One of my absolute favorites. Kurt Russell's delightful. I might Flage here. Damage might end up being relevant. Like, we're only a red source from getting it back, right? So even if they Caracas it, that's still taking another 6 damage. Really hoping Challenger hits a creature so we can rebuy Vengevine. That'll be so sick if that happens. Oh, is that just... Well, I'm going to do this anyway. Yeah, 4 there's only 6 damage if it resolves anyway. Yes! Oh my god, yes! Just how we drew it up, yeah. Gripping so much damage here. I'm sure the opponent's got something, but... You have successfully memory lapsed 1/3 of my turn. We didn't see any targets for Pick Your Poison or Portable Home. I assume they have stuff for Council's Judgment. They might just be a control deck. Able to play Prism or Knight. This is gonna be the worst Cascade, this fucking Prism. Oh yeah, Challenger rules for sure. Reasonable looking curve here. Wildly different start from the opponent this game, You don't like the summoning stick animation? Why not? It's so Ripley. So Ripley, and it really draws your eye in, All glory to the Hypno animation. I especially like how the ripples go over, like, the card text, like the name and the... You know, like a super heavy played sleeve, I'd like it a lot better if the animation was just over the card art. Personally. Opponent's shocked for that Hollowed Fountain. That is an interesting block. Maybe they're planning on balancing me. I guess I'll attempt Chandra, because that's the only card that doesn't eat shit to a balance here. Blech. Uro, interesting. Makes sense in their deck. Who needs a map? Okay. Okie dokie. Maybe we should have mapped this fireball last turn. Or not mapped, but foretold. You can find enough socks, you just pack extra towels. Nice. Yeah, towels can be used for anything, really. They're kind of perfect. You got it, friend. I win the match! This hand's got some issues, doesn't it? Lack of green mana. Just all in on this fucking monkey that's gonna snap die. Yeah, let's jam it. The Sphere lands are sick, yeah. Hopefully this trade gunks up their curve too. Hopefully we're getting the dub gunked. Oh no! Well, maybe I could draw my own Mana Crypt. Y'all know there's a Mana Crypt in here? There's a Mana Crypt and an Ancient Tomb in here. Either one would be awesome. Savannah. I'm like a little too tempted to just fourth for a 2/2. There's no way that's good, right? Grows the Pyrogoyf to a 2/3. Yeah, we'll pass. Don't do it. Don't do it, Caleb! But now I'm doing nothing! I don't want to do nothing. I feel like a fucking idiot. Do 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 do. Hi. Mana Crypt taking the first blood. We're winning. We're technically winning. Stomping Ground tapped, huh? Not activating Bill. I would have been mighty tempted to activate that Bill. Ah, they want a mana crypt flip. How lucky! 50%? Ah, you lucky piece of shit. Yeah, I think they should have shocked and activated Bill last turn. Be a 7/7 right now. A little scarier. Oh, now they're activating. Sure. Hey, Lord Sorrow, thanks for 62 months. Resub, last few hours in London. Hey, cheers, Lord Sorrow. Hope you had a good time. I had an excellent time when I was in London. Almost as much fun as my time in Edinburgh. That was definitely my favorite part of the UK. Would love to go back sometime. This fucking bill's at 9.9. Huge. I'll choose to block. I'll block right here. Sir, are you gonna pay your tab? There are 7/11 counters that you owe us. Put it on my bill. Wow, that sucks. If I say artifact, they sack their mana crypt. I want to cast it though, because it's Cascade. It's not gonna go to my hand because it's Cascade. So I'll name fucking flyers or whatever. And then it's another card in the graveyard for potential Flage or whatever. Definitely one of the worst hits. Maybe I'm supposed to QB serve, and if they activate Chariot, Solitude it. Ooh, that's a great answer to a Chariot. Opponent's at 2. 2 is not very many lives. Right? The escape cost on this is so low. 3 other cards? That's what intrigued me about the card. 5 mana? Is this a Nissa? Just a bill activation. Sure. Almost like Solitude in the cat. I don't need to be told that, TJ Hunter. I don't. Really? Is 4 more than 2? I don't know. Oh, if only someone could tell me if 4 damage was enough to win. Just the worst kind of backseating. What do my cards do? Harsh Mentor might be sweet versus that cat car, huh? Hell yeah, we play games. Welcome to the stream. Delayed Blast Fireball looks good too. Oh, let's get this pick your poison out. Minus poison plus Mentor. Try that. Jam it. Today is my first day playing with a new Bloodbraid. It's been sick. It has been overall a sick card. Uh-oh. Lightning Greaves? That's terrifying. Yeah, fucking uh-oh, If they turn 2 Chariot, I'm scooping. Alright. Gotta give the cat card haste there. Alright, let's get this Pride Mage in. What are you doing with Mentor? What's that all about? You know what's a good answer to a Chariot? A Harsh Mentor. Yeah, great, Caleb. Man of his word. It'd be weird to be a man of somebody else's word. Be an odd choice. We have a lot of nice fast mana too. Double Mox Mana Crypt. I don't know. I kept my last hand because it had the Ancient 2-minute and the mana looked good. So this hand just doesn't have the double green, right? Do you keep this hand just because it got a Mana Crypt? I feel like you don't. I can't play anything. This hand feels so miserable. Potentially should have gone to 5. We'll see. Maybe this can work out. Buka Shade Live is incredible. I believe it. Never had the privilege. Saying X-Line is lethal is backseating TJ Hunter. If you argue about it, I'll just fucking ban you. It's really just not a complicated thing. Not something you need to fucking double down on. It is. I was just saying that a line was lethal. Just say I wasn't feeding you lines. I was just making a comment. God, fuck off with that. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Bill plus land drop gets Bill out of the fireball curve. Maybe force them to trade. Could work out. Especially if we get the Chandra the turn after. The new summoning sick animation certainly is something. Strip mine? God, they were taking on what land to strip mine? That's fucking brutal. I think now we need to rip a white card for the Solitude. There's not very many white cards in the deck, is the issue. Just, like, very unlikely to hit, right? If you had, then you get to, like, connect and get a treasure and set up for the future turns, but just looking less and less likely. Any chance I'll come back to Peasant Cubes? What? I don't choose the cube we play games. The Magic Online is what chooses the cube, and I draft whatever's up. Beautiful looking Gaia's Cradle. Made me wish this Delayed Blast Fireball was a Pyrokinesis Hum. That would have played out a lot better than this game. Outside chance, a red source for Fireball could still get me there. Oh my god. Please, Dak, please. Let's spin Pyromancer here. More of a strip mine game than a bill game. Yeah, it's about to become a bill game, though. I could get a random 7 other people. I'll tell you this, we play games, it's not very pleasant. It's not very pleasant to try and get other folks to draft a different cube. Especially when the most popular cube is live. When Vintage Cube isn't around, I'm kind of really keen on, rather than jamming pickup games, which tend to have a lot of dead time in comparison to streaming a cube that's actually hosted on Moto. I like to actually get some constructed matches in, because I do enjoy constructed. I enjoy Legacy and Modern and Standard and all those formats as well. And it's real nice to take a breather from Cube and actually jam them. There's pretty much no spot where I want to just like devote a lot of time to playing random peasant cubes and such. As much as I enjoy them, it's not good for the stream, so it's just not going to happen. In other words, I'm aware. I'm aware that that's a thing I could do. And now the bill is Solitude proof. I guess we can braid the Greaves. It's not nothing. I think that's the line here, too. You bet if I offered me a large enough stip, I'd make it happen. A Peasant Cube draft? I don't think you understand exactly how large that would have to be. You'd, like, completely derail a stream. It'd be like a $500 stipulation draft. Which nobody's going to offer, so your bet is also off. Brutal spot here, right? I can braid the Lightning Greaves and then potentially rip a White Source for Solitude on the bill. But we'd be taking 6+, we'd be taking 10 damage here, and then we'd just be dead to this Birds next turn, right? So I think I have to braid the Birds. $500 doesn't sound very Peasant Cube. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah, I think I'm just dead here, right? The bill is an Abyss. This is going to keep on chonking in. I don't think we have any live draws to get out from underneath it. Dang. Yeah, there's some turns there in the early mid-game where you rip an untapped land, and then the Fireball gets to clear a few dorks, and your hand gets to work. Or like if we had found a white card for Solitude, or just like a Portable Hole or a Swords or something, you know, some kind of removal spell. No land, unfortunate. I suppose. It's a little awkward because it lets them take the Monarch back by attacking with Safekeeper. But I think it plays well with my grip here. Feeling real good about this. Hello? Hello? Where was this curve in the last fucking match, huh? It looks like our piddly removal spells are all good. We can just leave it all in. Rude? Very rude, yeah. We can keep this, only because the Eagles is another land, I think I'm supposed to Swords turn 1 here. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Seth Bling. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 69 months. Cheers, Seth. Might regret this, but I'm going to bin the Birds. Should pick your poison, always make the main deck. I don't think so, no. It's a serviceable card, but it should not always make the main deck. I think I like Questing Beast on this board, Ooh. Excited to watch some Battlestar Galactica tonight. Jammed the miniseries recently. And at first I was like, I'm not into this at all. And then about halfway through I was like, this is the sickest shit. Very different itch than Star Trek. Some parts of Deep Space Nine are close, I guess. What do I fourth and just serve with QB? That's sick, right? I think playing the Pyromancer here would be fine too. It's the same main writer as most of the seasons of Deep Space Nine. Ah, that makes sense. Certainly the Star Trek series with the most overlap there. There was indeed an update for Summoning Sickness. Cool. Nice little 2-in-1. I think that deck could have trophied on a good day for sure. We had a lot of really nice fast mana. We kind of lost to a mirror. We got out curved upon. I don't know. I could have mulled a little bit more aggressively maybe. Our openers didn't have any early game interaction. I guess that's not even true, right? The game 3, we had Solitude that needed a white card, and we had the one-sided Pyroclasm that would have been really good if I could have cast it. Just didn't line up. That Strip Mine was brutal. This is gonna be the last draft of the evening. I'm not gonna play this draft out, just letting y'all know.